Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever looked at the human body and thought, wow, that's a complex piece of machinery, and wondered exactly what it takes to be the master mechanic who fixes it when things break down, well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to map out the complete, step-by-step journey of becoming an orthopedist. We're breaking down the entire career roadmap, taking what is honestly a massive, multi-year commitment and turning it into a clear, actionable pathway.
So here's how we're going to break this down today. First, the making of an orthopedist. Then, mapping your educational pathway, costs and financial aids, inside the work environment, and we'll wrap it up with expected income and growth. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the making of an orthopedist. Basically, an orthopedist is a highly specialized medical pro who zeroes in on treating disorders and injuries of the musculoskeletal system. Think about that for a second. That system comprises your bones, your muscles, your joints, and your soft tissues, the whole shebang. As an orthopedist, you are essentially the ultimate expert on the human body's mechanical framework. Whether somebody comes in with a sports injury, a degenerative joint disease, or a really nasty complex fracture, you're the one who steps up to restore their mobility and, honestly, their overall quality of life.
But hey, before we get ahead of ourselves, does your personality actually align with this kind of demanding role? Ask yourself a few things. Do you genuinely enjoy science? Because you're going to be swimming in complex biology. Do you inherently like helping others? Empathy is absolutely crucial when you're guiding people through incredibly painful recoveries. And finally, do you pay meticulous attention to detail while working? When you're dealing with intricate human joints, literally every millimeter counts. All right, moving on to Section 2, mapping your educational pathway.
Now, becoming a specialist is a massive life commitment, no doubt about it. But we can break this giant puzzle down into 3 highly doable steps. Step 1, you build your foundation by completing your 10+2 in the science stream, specifically physics, chemistry, and biology. Step 2, you're going for that undergraduate MBBS degree. And finally, Step 3 is the specialization phase. You'll complete either a diploma in orthopedics or follow up your MBBS with an MD or MS in orthopedics.
Of course, getting from point A to point B means you're going to have to clear some pretty intense gateways. You will absolutely need to conquer major entrance exams for admissions. You've got to tackle the NEET for your initial MBBS. Then, for the postgraduate MD programs, you'll be staring down the NEET PG or the INICET. Yeah, they're massive, rigorous hurdles, for sure. But they are the gold standard benchmarks for getting into this elite field. When you lay it all out like this brilliantly illustrated source image does, you really get a bird's eye view of the whole journey. It perfectly shows how those specific personality traits we talked about pair up with this multi-tiered educational pathway and how every single stepping stone connects in your quest to master the human body.
Which brings us to Section 3, costs and financial aids. Time for a quick reality check on the upfront investment. On the higher end, estimated course fees can hit around a pretty daunting INR $9,420,000. I know that sounds huge, but actually scratch that panic. This is just a range. Depending on the exact institute you choose, fees can actually start from around INR 35,000. It varies wildly, but it's super important to know where those goalposts are. And listen, if those top-end numbers made you sweat a little, don't worry. There are some seriously robust financial support systems out there to make this journey totally accessible. You can tap into the National Scholarship Portal for various government schemes or look at merit scholarships offered directly by the institutes. For loans, the Vijaya Lakshmi portal is a complete game changer. Plus, some states like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar offer fantastic low-interest student credit cards. And your standard bank education loans are always an option too. You got so many ways to fund this dream. Let's pivot a bit and look at Section 4, inside the work environment. So, after all that studying and paying those fees, where will you actually work? Take a second and try to vividly picture your future day-to-day. Are you in a quiet, sterile consultation room? Are you rushing around a buzzing emergency ward? A vibrant research lab? The great news here is you aren't boxed into just one vibe. You've got incredibly diverse options for your practice. You could dive right into the fast-paced action of traditional clinics and hospitals, or provide dedicated, specialized care in nursing homes. If you're kind of an academic at heart, medical colleges and research institutes are amazing places to teach and innovate. Or if you have a fiercely independent entrepreneurial bug, you can always go the private practice route and be your own boss. Now, here's a pretty fascinating contrast about the daily grind. On paper, the role is technically considered a desk job, meaning you aren't traveling locally, you're stationed at your workplace, managing a team of nurses and medical staff. But don't let the word desk fool you. The grueling reality is that hospitals generally demand 9 to 10 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week, and often involve heavy shift systems. It might be a stationary location, but it is an intensely demanding schedule. All right, let's talk payoffs in Section 5, expected income and growth. Let's boldly highlight the top-end approximate monthly salary here, INR 150,000 per month. Now, just like the course fees, this is an indicative range. Starting salaries generally kick off around INR 40,000 a month and scale rapidly up to that 150,000 mark based on your experience and placement. Think of this as the ultimate financial payoff for your immense dedication to the field. But it's not just about the starting paycheck, right? It's about a lifetime of career growth. You start on the ground floor as an intern, step up to resident orthopedist, and eventually become a fully fledged orthopedist. Over time, you rise to senior orthopedic, maybe take the reins as head of the department, and the absolute pinnacle, becoming the dean of the hospital. It's a wonderfully prestigious and deeply satisfying career ladder. To put some real flesh on these bones, let's look at an actual success story from the field. Dr. Surbit Rastogi is an orthopedic surgeon with 16 years of expertise in this profession. He's literally our real-world proof of concept for the journey we've just mapped out. If we look closely at his path, it perfectly mirrors the educational roadmap we outlined earlier, proving that this path truly works. Dr. Rastogi earned his MBBS and his diploma in orthopedics from Kasturba Medical College in Manipal, which is one of the top private institutes out there. Following that, he grabbed his DNV from the Indian Spinal Injury Center, and that's exactly where he's currently working as a highly successful consultant today. It's the blueprint brought to life. So, we've covered the required traits, the financial costs, the grueling hours, and the incredible long-term rewards. The entire roadmap is laid out clearly right in front of you. Now you might know how to fix the human machine in theory, but do you actually have the unbreakable drive required to go out and do it? If your answer is yes, then your climb starts right now.